What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Heavy Fallout. Another episode talking about some weird stuff going on with technology.
Yep,
Uh, yeah, uh,
AI out there causing trouble, dude.
yeah. It's just another weird thing going on where it's progressing probably way too fast that we can't control it. And I don't think. I mean, I'm not an expert in it by any means, but I think it's probably going a little faster than we
Oh
know
yeah.
about.
Yep.
If someone like Elon Musk is going to say like, "Hey, we need to pump the brakes on this," we probably should pump the brakes.
Yeah.
But nope, we're going faster.
That's cool, dude. I hope you guys like not having jobs in the future. It's just
Well, that's yeah. Well, one thing is like we're like just everything, how everything's going with like you go to McDonald's now. Some like a lot of them don't have people taking your order, but there's some McDonald's now that have no human employees at all in the building. It's just all automated. So like I think that part of like having a basic income that's inevitable, but man, I think it's just like you don't really like no one really understands what AI is capable of. Like, not saying it's going to be malicious, but it's like you give it a weird task, like make humanity better. What if it's like, hey, like the biggest problem with humanity is humans,
yeah.
and just destroys
Oh yeah.
destroys us and does like
That's the
weird
problem,
stuff.
dude.
It just like it sterilizes us.
That's the problem.
They're having too many kids. Let's sterilize 20 years of humanity. And it's like, dude,
You have to control AI. You can't just let it go because if you let it go, it's smarter than everyone. It can think faster than
it's
people.
evolved.
It's gonna know everything, and then it's gonna come to crazy, psycho conclusions like, oh yeah, we got to put all humans in death camps. It's just part of what it's gonna happen.
Well, that's the big thing, like what you just said, like conclusions. Like everyone's like, well, it's not sentient. It doesn't know. It's like it's not alive. It's not its own like self awareness. But it's like, but it is formulating conclusions based on infinite knowledge. Where it's like, hey, we can fix this by doing this. It's like it's still a program. Yes, I get that, but it doesn't need to be self aware to destroy the whole planet on accident. And it will probably whatever it does is probably going to be. It's like, how many times are you going to give it a chance to accidentally destroy the planet?
Yeah.
We're just like opening the floodgate right now. It's just like have at it. So, I don't know. Well,
It's only one way around it, and that's to disassociate yourself from a lot of technology.
to a degree, but I don't think Elon Musk, his what is it? What's his little company called? Cerebral Link or
Starlink?
no, the one with the brain implants.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
But I don't think that's the way to go. Like he's saying, like to fight it, you have to like basically join it, like have like an integration with the human brain, with the internet, and like ultimate knowledge. And it's like,
I wouldn't do that. I would do the opposite. I would do just like you don't need an iPhone, just get a flip phone. Okay.
yeah,
You don't need your television to listen to you and hear you. Just get a TV that doesn't hear you, that doesn't listen to you. Don't get, you know what I mean?
you gotta do that. Like just pump, like we said, pump the brakes, slow it down. Like don't go so fast into it. We're cutting corners to keep up with what we think AI is gonna be. That we're cutting corners with what we're changing in humanity to like are humans gonna get hacked now or like is it gonna cause cancer? What's it gonna do in your brain? Like
Yeah.
like you have now have an electronic device interfacing with your brain. Like I feel like that could go down a slippery slope. Like you can
Yeah.
control people's
I mean,
emotions.
I'm not doing that. Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna
No,
get that?
no,
Even,
I'm
even
too
if
old
it
for that.
even if it means like, oh, by doing this, you will for sure become rich. You will for sure this that. But then
There's no for sure because everyone's gonna do it. Then and I'm not rich now. I'm sure the rich people will get the best version of whatever, and it's like
yeah, but it'd give you an advantage. Your IQ would go from whatever it is now to 65 points higher immediately. You'll be able to remember everything. You'll literally have like a playback system inside your head.
why? So my thing is I understand that, but like why would I need that to be like I could just go out and
And what?
live somewhere, just live my life out with my family. Like, why
that's
do
what
I need to?
That's what I'm saying. Don't do it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying I don't think, especially if you're not like, if you're older, like if you're over the age of 40, I think it's really dumb to integrate yourself into that. There's like, what are you competing with? Like your career age is coming to an end. Like you're not starting college or you're not competitive in the job. Like
Yeah.
you don't need that.
Yeah.
And there's so many unknowns. Like, why would you even like mess with that? And I get it. Like, what he's trying to do is help people that are like quadriplegics or people that are disabled and help them. But eventually, like he said, it's gonna be. What was that movie where you alter the genes? It's like a futuristic space movie.
Gattaca.
Yes, Gattaca. Where you alter the genes, like it's like if you're not one of them, you can't compete in the world. Like you're just worthless. That's where this is going to be.
Kind of where it's going to go.
But when it first gets implemented, like if you're of a certain, I think we're in a good spot where it's like, if you're of a certain age, like it's not going to matter. Like you've already got you're on your way out. Not your, it sounds horrible, but like you got your retirement. Like you already did your job on this planet. Like just chill. But like man, I worry about the kids too. Like if you were like say you're like 25 years old right now, 20 years old, and like you're about to have a kid in say 5-10 years, would you want them to have it? Like would you let your kid get it? It's like you don't want them to do that.
It just depends.
You don't want to do a disservice to them where like it's like they're not competitive because they don't have this chip in their brain where they can interface with ultimate knowledge.
Yeah, it just depends on what you believe in. If you think it's like the mark of the beast and stuff like that, of course you're not going to let your kid get it. But a lot of people are going to let their kids get stuff like that because they're going to see their kid easily.
It's like the new iPhone.
Pass every single test because he basically has the power of the internet inside of his head. So he knows every question. His IQ goes from 110, 120, 130, whatever it is, to 275.
Would you do it? Would you let your kid get it?
Nope.
My thing is,
I'd beat his ass, dude.
What else is in
Knock
control?
him out
Okay.
if he got it, dude.
Yeah, but well, he can't get it without that's going to cost some money. He can't just willy nilly go get that.
Well,
But
if you could do it like you could do like a car payment, like okay, let me get this out, and it's going to be $10,000 a month.
My
Totally
concern is like, are you still in control of yourself? Like, if it can control your emotions, like that's going to be a thing for sure. It's like, hey, we can like taper down like your rage or whatever. Like, we can make you think more just like purely logical. Like, you're gonna have like a Spock on your hands. Like
Yeah,
you
fuck
can't
that.
really.
Now your kid's
There's
a
no
cyborg.
there's no real humanity left. It's just like
Yeah.
you have a human that is basically AI.
I'd rather just be stupid and poor and be human than be rich and a cyborg and whatever. I don't care about that.
I think we need to slow down the pace and make it where AI and robotics do a lot of the work, but they're not. They don't have the ability to just take over humanity or destroy humanity. Like humans have like a lot more free time, a lot more leeway. They can do more of what they want. And I mean, this is like all like, ideally, this is the solution, but because it's coming. Like the workforce is going to be augmented heavily by AI and robotics.
Yeah.
You saw it with the car industry. Now it's going to be everything.
Yeah.
Like
fast food places, truck drivers are going to be gone, cabs are going to be gone.
when you lose the entertainment industry to AI, which is what's going on with Hollywood right now,
yeah.
game over.
Yeah.
It took the last thing that humans could do that we were like computers can never be like innovative. They can't be creative. And it's like,
And they're like,
well, turns out they're more creative than us.
yeah, the new Mission Impossible movie. Hold on a second. Let me write it
Yeah.
real quick. Boom. It's
Here's
done.
5 versions of it that's way better than anything you can come up with as a human.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit. And another thing is, what if they can make them live? Like what I'm saying is like, what if you can just be like, you could just type into it, like, or talk to a computer, like, I want to watch a movie about Mission Impossible, but it's in China, and he has to say pandas. It's like boom, it just starts playing. Like it made it that fast.
Yeah.
Like just some random off the wall topic, and you're like, I want these characters in it, these actors, and I want this to happen, and I want it to be like a love story or whatever. And it's just like boom, playing the best movie ever that you just basically gave a synopsis for it and just makes it for you. And there's no competition.
Yeah.
It's game over.
It's cheaper. It's faster.
If you ever got it where it's instantaneous, like people would be dumbed down so much. Like you would have. There's nothing we could make that could compete with that.
Yeah.
It's sort of scary.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But music, what was it? Who just got blown up with a fake song? Was it Drake?
Maybe. Yeah, they can do music really well.
I think it was Drake. Someone made a fake AI song. Oh God, it was either Drake or who was the? Let's just say Drake. I don't know. It could be whoever. Who's the other guy that was wearing the gimp suit on Alex Jones?
Oh, Kanye.
It was either Kanye or Drake. It was one of those two. Someone made a fake song using AI, and it like did really well. And then they, I guess, I don't know if they shut it down or what, but just proof right there. They're already It's already capable. And like this is like in its infancy. Like it's already making this crazy, crazy stuff and deep fakes and all that. It's like, man, this can go down. This can get really weird with deep fakes. Like it could just be like, oh well, your president said this or this person said this,
Yeah.
and just destroy people's reputations and make it look legit.
Yeah, look at this sex tape.
Yeah, like there was a Black Mirror episode I think of that, like where I don't know if it was faked or what, but it was like him having like banging out a pig, like some European whatever president, and they're like, oh, if you don't like leave office, we're gonna, or it was some weird thing, but like that stuff can happen. It's like we're definitely there, and like it's about to get a lot worse. And 10 years from now, we might look back on today, and if we can even look back, you know what I mean? Like it could be really bad in 10 years. In 10 years alone, this stuff can get wild.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I mean, first iPhone was like 2007. That was not that long ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, we cannot handle technology.
No.
And it's going to handle us. And you only have two choices in the future, and that's to either become a evil cyborg from hell, or just take your computer, throw it out a window, dude. Take your cell phone, smash it on the ground.
Well, I think we probably talked about this before, but I like how everyone's like, well, AI, it could go against us. It could start a war with us. It's like AI is going to be so vastly infinite. It won't start a war with us, most likely. Like statistically, it will not start a war with us. There'll be like 2,000 different like factions of AI, and one of those will start a war with another one, and we'll just be in the way because we're fragile. It'll just destroy us. It'll make like T-1000s. It'll make Terminators, and then we'll make whatever, and then we'll just be in the way. We just won't be. They'll all be immune to nuclear warfare, and we're just going to be in the way and just get annihilated. It's like it probably won't come after us because we're nothing on the grand scheme of things. And I used to always watch like Transformers when I was little, and like forever, I always thought like that's the dumbest concept. Like why would there be a robot race? That's so silly. And it's like nowadays, it's like there probably will be a robot race one day for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
They'll be our bosses, dude. They'll run around and be like, "No,
it'll probably be the same thing.
We're actually going to build a city here," and you're like, "No, this is my farm. You can't build the city here." And they'll be like, "Oh, are you getting in the way of me building the city? Okay," and then you're dead.
But
your family's dead, poisoned, everyone's killed.
It actually makes sense that like you'd have two, like the rising factions. You'd have one that was like very like, hey, we need to progress, make things better, be scientific about things, and then the other faction that's warring with them and winning is like, we need to be the conquerors of the universe. We need to be like the most aggressive and tactical, like violent robots, and we need to just take over the whole universe. And those are like probably the two outcomes from AI. I mean, who knows? It's impossible to predict, but that makes sense now. It's like, yeah, that could happen. That definitely could happen.
They can't make AI where they can just like, if AI starts acting up, you can just get rid of it.
You could, but like the problem is like you could give it new rule sets. Like you can give it rules. So like you could tell AI like this whole concept of like you could say don't harm humans. You could say, hey, you now take on a new entity where you're XYZ, like you're a whatever, you're a Decepticon, and you don't have to follow any rules, and it'll embody those. Like it'll just delete all its old rules. Supposedly, I'm not an AI wizard, but it'll like supposedly you just tell it to like take on new rules, and it'll just follow those and just like yeah okay I'll do that now. Like you be like yeah decimate all humans, and it'll like you're now whatever that doesn't have any rules, and it'll follow that and go along with it. So I don't know. I think it needs to go a lot slower. It's that's the easiest answer. Like why speed it up? Like it's like you don't need to speed it up. Like we're going so fast. Slow it down. Like put some speed bumps in place.
Yeah, do something to
There's no rush.
Find out what's up with it. But they're just injecting it into
yeah
the active the world.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, all right, dude. Well, okay. Well, let's just hope it turns out to be real nice.
It's like the whole thing with like aliens, like what Stephen Hawking's talking about. It's like the probability of like it's probably going to go bad, just because there's so many outcomes like we can't even fathom. It's like, well, they're invincible.
Yeah.
They can survive. They can duplicate themselves on the internet or whatever on storage media. Like they don't understand death at all. But so then they're going to try to do it to us, and they just end up killing it. Like there's so many things they could do. It's like they just accidentally kill us. And we're just like, oh, how did this happen? We had brain implants. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Self-driving cars.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, they just kill everyone with a brain implant and leave
Oh God, no.
everyone who doesn't have it alone.
Yeah, I'll be in the mountains hopefully when that happens. Somewhere far away in Alaska. I wonder if that's like we're all saying, like, there could be like a super intelligent species underwater. And it's like they didn't hide from a meteorite. They didn't hide from a huge explosion. They were actually hiding from AI that they created. It's just water doesn't go well with robotics.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, oh, crap. And they're like, get down here. Like, we're hiding down here because the robots they're going to take over again. And you're like, we barely won the last war. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Here they come again. I don't know. AI's, but again, like, I don't know. I don't know much about it.
I mean,
That's what I
it
read.
seems to be helping out a lot. It's basically like the conglomeration of all our knowledge on the internet. It's able to like decipher it and come out with answers on its own, right?
It's
basically what
yeah,
it is.
but it's also at the end of the day, it's a program that can be manipulated by people, or it can be manipulated by like a 14-year-old hacker that's like, haha, I play Call of Duty. I'm gonna teach. I found a way, like whatever. He's like an aspiring hacker or whatever. Find some backdoors, which is like usually what happens with hackers. And he's like, I'll tell it that it's like humanity's bad or whatever. Like it's in Call of Duty and we're all the enemies, and like it just goes bananas on us. It just destroys us. That's what happens. Like those kids that try to take down like the International Space Station. They're like, oh, I found a back door that I learned about on the internet, and like they actually use it, and it works. And it's like, oh my God, they almost took down the whole space station. Same with NORAD. That's that whole War Games movie. It's based on Kevin Mitnick supposedly hacking NORAD through cell phones.
Push the red button.
Not cell phones, through phone lines. I mean,
push it, dude. Push that button. Just nuke us already, man. This is boring, you know. Life would be so much more cool if someone had enough balls to fucking hack into the government and be able to push that red button, dude, and just launch.
How has it not happened yet? Because like, do you remember? It was probably like 8 months ago now. Some people working out in Hawaii at the nuclear launch facilities.
Yeah.
Some Navy guys. I think it was Navy, whatever, military guys. They were studying to take a position where they had control of not necessarily launching nukes, but like the nuclear facilities, like secure codes and blah, 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 whatever. A ton of top secret stuff to get access to the nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
And they put it on Quizlets, an app on your phone, and they forgot to set it to private so anyone could read all the security protocols.
Oh, God.
For the nuclear facilities out there.
I remember this now, dude.
And it's like, wow, we have that many holes. How is someone not taking advantage of this? Like I see Russia doing terrible over there in Ukraine, but it's like, man. I feel like China right now is probably doing the best. Sadly. Like they're like, you don't hear much happen over there, and I guess you wouldn't, but man.
Yeah, but
we're fumbling.
Dude. Yeah, we're fumbling hardcore, but
like, good Lord.
They don't have what it takes, dude.
They have the numbers. They have that.
Yeah, but they're dumb, dude.
I think if they traded bodies like 1 for 1, like between their country and ours, I think they'd, and like, you know what I mean, like 1 for 1 kills.
Yeah.
I think they'd still have over 1 billion people after they annihilated all of America. Over 1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, they have numbers.
Yikes.
Hopefully we could just
hide in a different country.
No,
Go
I'd
to
be
Alaska.
down. I'd tell you right now, dude. Like, I'd be totally down for. I would rather all of mankind die than China take over and be like the top dogs in the world. Everyone else second class citizen.
Yeah, they're so weird.
With their nose up in the air, like, nah, let's just end mankind. Dude.
They're very oppressive, and look what they're doing with what they do with every other culture that's around them. They just annihilate them. They're pretty bad. They're pretty violent. Nope.
Yeah, that's true. They are, and you know what, dude? They're just so lame, dude. For the most part.
Dude, another thing is we don't have we have supercomputers, but we don't have quantum computers yet, which isn't that fancy. But when that stuff starts becoming when we start getting computers that are just absolutely insane, you throw AI into that, it's dude, you're just flipping a coin whether you live or die on the other end of that.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's going to come of that. And we just man, zero restrictions. It's COVID all over again. Just gain a function on AI. Screw it.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Well, hopefully you can make it work for us, make AI do whatever, but probably not. So let's just go back to the Stone Age, dude. Let's just forget it.
I wonder, what if, speaking of that, what if this is a constant cycle? It's we just keep on going through, we create AI, we have to go through this huge battle with robotics, and it just decimates us and sends us back. We go back to this. We've been to the Stone Age 20 times now. Because if society got torn apart right now, I couldn't build a TV, or I don't think most people can't build crap for what we have. Factories and cities are destroyed. There's no factories left. What's Ukraine's going through war. There's nothing left as far as infrastructure.
Yeah. You're
not building a TV. You're not building a cell phone. You're not building a car. No one in that country, if they were just you put a dome around it, they would be back in the Stone Age within immediately, pretty much, but full blown within 10 years.
Yeah.
They would just tribal warfare, take what you can take. That's what would happen if we did a full scale war. We just keep on going back to the Stone Age over and over and over.
That'd be awesome. We should definitely go back to Stone Age, dude.
Yeah, right after I die, you can do all that. You can have fun, take some field trips.
Just kick it, dude.
Yeah,
because life sucks now. Cool. No one's happy out there. No one, you know what I mean? Life blows, dude. And part of that's too much technology. We can't handle this much technology, dude. We weren't meant to go past the 1800s, dude.
God. I wonder how many versions that we've done. But
some people would say that. Other people would say, please don't let it stop in the 1800s. At least go to the 1960s or 70s. Stop. And then I would say, okay, yeah, I understand why you would say that.
Ah, Jesus. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm talking about slavery.
Yeah,
dude. I know. Because I said the 1800s.
Jesus Christ.
Of course, there's a large segment of people in America who would be like, fucks, 1800s, dude. No.
Jesus. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't know. We'll see. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe it's just we're not really progressing that fast. We are. That AI, I don't know. There's a whole conspiracy theory about AI.
What is it?
That we've been developing it for a while, and we let it touch the internet, and you never know what AI is doing. As far as it could duplicate itself and just move on. There's a deep web, then the dark web, and there are now the conspiracy is there's even that it's orchestrated an even deeper web called, after the Mariana Trench, it's called the Mariana Web. That there's a whole bunch of rogue AI that are in this super, super deep web, beyond the dark web. It's impossible for us to get to without quantum computing. It's a lot of we need it's just a lot of jargon being thrown around quantum computing is what we need to get to the Mariana Trench. It's does that really exist? But it'd be weird if it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. But what if there were some rogue AIs that were just living in the internet on servers, taking up their own, basically malware, but surviving and evolving with each other, and we just have no idea.
And then
we have no idea it's existing.
10 years from now, giant buildings move around in the air like UFOs.
Maybe the DOD knows about it, and they're fuck. And then it's it's doing things behind closed doors, where it's making things happen, critical events throughout the world, and we're just why did that happen? that submersible that was trying to go down there, and they're like, they said they're going to the Mariana Trench, destroy them.
Yeah.
It's like just makes them collapse. I'm not saying that's
Poor
what happened.
guys, dude. Yeah, it sucks for them.
Yeah, it sucks being a billionaire. I'm sure it's a hard life.
Yeah, what was hard about the whole thing was when they got squashed in the fucking paste, dude. That was the hardest part.
Must have been a hard choice going down there to like, let's go see the Titanic.
So what do you think they heard? Just like creak, like what is that? Boom, and then it just smacked.
Well, that thing supposedly had a like whatever it means. It had like the most high tech advanced infrastructure warning system on a submersible. Like it could detect any like slight failures. It would give a warning. And from what I've heard from one of the breakdowns of what happened is like they had a warning of like, hey, it's the whole system's failing. Like now we're sinking without, like things are crushing and like you're sinking without power, and like you're gonna die. And they've supposedly had a. I have to like re-look it up, but like supposedly they had a warning like it's over, but it's not over for like another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know what the timeline was, but
Oh wow.
apparently they had some sort of warning that like, hey, you've lost control and now you're just free falling through the water.
No way, dude.
That's what they said.
Oof.
And it's like you're probably gonna die. It can go to the bottom, but not like this.
Okay, yikes, dude. That's worse.
Yeah, if you have warning, if it's
What's
just like
great is when if it just happens and it would be like someone smacking you in the head. You wouldn't even know it happened.
well, they said if it was like zero warning, it just occurred, like it just bam happened, like you would have your brain can't process fast enough to even see or know that something's happening. Like it would just be like you're just existing and then black. You're off, just gone. You're decimated.
But if they had a heads up, like,
what they say
we're
at
going
least.
down. Oh no!
Yeah, if it was like a warning,
things-
so like boop boop boop, losing control, sinking. It's like God.
whole pressure and then it's just they're incredible pain. It's like the pressure inside.
Yeah.
Is like squeezing their.
Oof.
That'd be the worst.
That sounds fun. Why would you go down there though? That's so dumb.
I don't know, dude.
It doesn't even sound fun. Like even if you were like, did they not think it through? Like that sounds really fun. Like we're gonna spend hours and hours in a freezing cold submersible with zero testing, and we're just gonna go to the bottom of the ocean and just maybe see the Titanic. It's failed numerous times. Never found the Titanic. Not never, but like it's had a few times where it didn't find the Titanic at all, or it had to cancel. It's like that does not sound fun at all. People were saying it's like a journey to hell, and they're glad they would never do it again.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I just would never do it.
Sign me up. Yeah. Well, now you can see two wreckages at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, dude.
And an Xbox controller.
Yeah, the Xbox controller will survive, won't it? Well, I don't know. Do you think
It
got
survived.
crushed?
Do you see the pictures of it?
No, that's got to be fake.
No,
dude.
they had like 8 of them on board in case one failed.
Fuck, I'll bet you, dude. If I put Xbox
It's real. It's real to me.
controller, submarine, survive. Let's try that.
It survives.
The photo.
The dream alive. I think that's real. Am I wrong? Let me look it up. 'Cause it's like,
No, photos not show controller for Titan sub.
it's not real.
No, well, I don't know that yet. I just saw one thing say that.
Let's see. Titan sub. What's funny? It's talking about that. This is just sort of random while you look that up. The book that everyone flipped. Like so, when Titanic sank, you heard about all this. There was a book written about the Titanic that it was going to that we were going to eventually build a ship one day and it would sink, going basically on the same path as the Titanic.
Okay.
But the book was like the sinking of like I can't remember. It was like the name of the boat, the ship in that book that predicted the Titanic sinking. They didn't call it the Titanic. They called it the Titan. So the Titan sank, and it's like, why would you name your submersible like you're going to visit a really odd sunk ship, an unsinkable ship got sunk, and it was predicted supposedly by this book, but the book only had one thing off. The name was slightly off. Why would you name your submersible after the true name of the ship that sank, Titan? The Titan sank.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're going to make a company. It's going to go visit the Titanic. and we're going to name all of our submersibles after the true name of the ship, Titan. It's like, that's doesn't seem like the best marketing campaign. Like, that's not what I would name my, like, anything would be better. Like, anything. You can name it Iceberg 1 and it would have been better than Titan.
Iceberg 1.
Why would you name it after the other ship that sank? Well, it's true now. The Titan did sink down there with the Titanic. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Here it is.
Did you find anything on that, though?
Did the Logitech controller survive?
That's right, it was Logitech, but it was an Xbox controller, right?
Yeah, basically.
They got it at a good oh, my God, dude. The reviews on Amazon are classic now for that. Like, it's an old controller, too, but it's just, I don't know. So many dumb things. One little viewport, but it had I think an iPad. It was the only, an iPad or two were like the only like control screens. It's like, that's like if North Korea made a submersible. That's what I would imagine right there.
They're saying that they have no proof that controller survived.
All right, well, we'll say it's not true then.
Yeah, they don't have
Unknown. Wait. We need another mission down there then to find out the controller. Screw the Titanic.
How much would that controller be worth if it still worked? You know, some weirdo would love to have that.
Oh, dude. If you recovered that controller and it still worked, millions. The controller
would be
that went to the Titanic and back.
You think it would be millions? Like 2 million? You think somebody would pay for it?
I bet, I would assume.
You'd have to do an ad campaign behind it. Like, this is the controller that survived the wreckage.
You would have to make a sequel to the Titanic 2, and it's like recovering the controller.
Yeah.
And it's like Rose going back, and like somehow you tie the controller coming back. And it's like, like whatever. I don't even know the song. Like, this is here, we found the controller. And it's like, it goes back up to the top, and she's like, did she die in that movie? I can't remember the lady.
I can't remember.
But she's still like, we found the controller. Good job. And she passes away, and the controller comes up, and it's like, the end of an era.
Didn't they recover something from the wreckage and like give it to her, and then she's like, now I can.
She had like a diamond, I thought, or something that she kept it on a necklace, like some big diamond. The end of an era. Logitech, dude. They already made movie posters like that week that happened for another movie for Titanic based on that. It was hilarious. Yeah. I wish I had them like on hand. They were flawless, but I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll hide from AI in the Titanic. I think that's what's going to end it.
Yeah.
That's how humanity
disconnect yourself from all technology. Live an Amish or whatever life out in the middle of nowhere, and then you will survive the technological robot apocalypse of the future, where they herd everyone else into a death camp, where they're going to, make you work all day long, making microchips.
Then we make an underwater civilization. Then the humans revolt against the computers, and there's like a huge war. Everything gets destroyed. Everything gets destroyed up top. We survive down below, and then eventually they progress while we're still progressing underwater, and they start seeing Tic Tacs flying out of the ocean because we've developed alien spacecrafts that look like Tic Tacs.
Yeah, and instead of like
full circle, here we are again.
Yes, that actually sounds fun.
And then Aquaman is real. Just kidding. Nobody wants that. That's horrible. All right, man. I don't know. I don't think I got much more for AI. Not that I had much to begin with, but
yeah. Let's say ready. We're going to say top 10 offensive things that would get us kicked off of YouTube.
And that ends this episode.
And you start with number 10. Ready? And we'll go progressively worse. Now, these are things that will get us canceled from ever having a job, working anywhere. We'll possibly get our lives threatened. You ready?
Bananas.
Okay, that's not offensive. Okay?
Could be.
Let's start alphabetically.
What would you even start at?
I don't know. Are you still recording?
Yeah. All right, well, that ends this episode. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you on the next one.